I'm really blessed because I've been a big fan of yours for a long time.
Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Long time.
You know
So in the studio with us, Mac Mall.
Yes. What's happening? It's Mac in the building.
Hey, thanks for doing the intro for me for the hum mix, man.
Word up. I'm glad you liked it. You know what I mean? It was my pleasure to do it. You feel me? And man, knock it.
Because that was actually also one of my favorite tracks, so stick with this.
Oh, word up. Shout out to Kyrie. Shout out to Ferg. You know what I mean? They made the track. You know, it's also one of my favorites I like to perform, like tonight.
Yeah. So where are you going to be at tonight?
We had Agenda tonight in San Jose, you know, for all my peoples in the 408. It's going to be a great show, you know what I mean? I got a couple of little special surprises, too, that I'm going to be bringing out. So, you know, come out if you in the area, come out and hang with Mackin.
Yeah, it's going to be fun, man.
Real fun.
So, but you mentioned Kyrie. You have a new album coming out?
Yeah,
Legal Business, 21st.
Yeah, Legal Business is come out April 21st, you know what I mean? Shout out to Kyrie. He kind of, you know, he didn't give me no tracks on this one, but he kind of, you know, gave the blessing and looked over the project.
You guys have a lot of history together.
Oh, we have, man, tons of history, you know what I mean? But this record was actually A&R by my boy Willie Joe, you know what I mean, from the Bay Bruh fame, and you know, because I wanted a you know, not a younger sound, but a more, you know, current sound, and I love the music that Willie Joe does, so you know, I really, you know, sat in the back seat, man, and let my little bro handle it, and the record is like super duper dope. We recorded it in Richmond at Underpass Studio. Shout out to Tree Crew, you know what I mean, all my folks, you know what I mean. It's a great project. I have a lot of great features on there, such as Baby Bash and Vital, E40, my boy Goldie Gold from Federation, Andre Nicotina. You know, I did tracks with Trackademics. Man, it's just a lot of people on there.
You're everywhere. Everybody loves you. You just shot the video a couple of weeks ago.
Oh, yeah, we just did. Shout out to Jay Simp. He directed the video. Me, Baby Bash, and Vital, you know what I mean? Without giving away too much, just to say that we extra clean, dipped in butter.
But we talked about just history. I mean, you've been doing this for a while, man.
Oh yeah, man, 20-something. I just celebrated the 20-year anniversary of my first record, Illegal Business. You know what I mean? I made my first record when I was 16 years old, still in high school. Shout out to Hogan High. You know what I mean? I graduated there. Yeah, man, and you know, I've been blessed to, you know, go from a performer to actually an owner of my masters. I own every record that I ever put out. You know, being in the you know, music business, how important that is. So, you know, when you support a Mac Mall record, you actually support Mac Mall. You're not supporting a big corporation. You know what I mean? You're supporting me. You feel me? When you buy the vape pens, you know, the California Gold vape pens or the skateboards, you know, I just did a.
Do you skate?
Yeah, lightweight. I'm not no good.
You're on that half pipe in the backyard.
Oh, you know what I mean? I can ollie. You feel me? Straight up. If I got an ollie, I can't be no poser, but I can ollie. You know, shout out to FTC. I did a collaboration with them a couple months ago with the Legal Business skateboard and T-shirts. It was in America. It was also in Japan and Barcelona. We sold out everywhere. You know what I mean? So, you know, I'm always doing something new, and I'm finna actually celebrate the anniversary of Untouchable. You know what I mean? So we're gonna be doing a lot of crazy stuff, maybe with some alligators or something. You feel me?
But, you know, I love that, you know, you really open about how as a kid, you used to stutter as a kid.
Oh, yeah. I used to have a bad stuttering problem, you know what I mean? I think that was one of the main reasons. You know, I talk about this in my book, My Opinion, that's coming out at the end of the summer. I think that was one of the reasons why I got in a lot of trouble, because it was like, you know, I couldn't really express myself, and if somebody laughed at me, you know, I would take it negatively, and I would want to do something, you know, act out. So, you know, and that way, you know, I start hanging with the crowd, so I can kind of hide. You feel me? And the only time I didn't stutter is when I cussed and when I rapped.
Yeah.
You feel me? So, you know, it was a lot of cussing and rapping, but. You know, through music and being on stage and rapping in front of people and talking in front of people, you know, I shook the stutter, you know what I mean? So anybody out there who stutters, you feel me? Just look at me, man. Now I get paid to talk. So
there you go.
Know, you can do it too.
But,
you feel me?
So, I mean, just by saying that, you're very involved.
Crazy, man. For real. You know I'm stuttering. I'm with it.
But you're involved with your community. So you actually spoke on a panel. Like it's the Hip Hop Federation.
Yeah.
Panel.
We all, you know, I'm always in the community. Not only mine, but you know what I mean.
Sorry, Hip Hop Chess Federation.
Yeah. That's my boy. You know what I mean. We always, you know, do things there and just to see the youngsters. You know what I mean. You know. that don't really have, you know, a lot of, you know, resources. They out there, you know, some young men, almost grand champions. You feel me? It's real dope. But you know, we always do stuff because I'm not only a product of Vallejo and the crest side of Vallejo, but I'm a product of the Bay. You know what I mean? So you will see me everywhere. You know what I mean? We shut down Bart. You feel me? Man, a couple years ago out here. You know what I mean? Just, you know, marching for the the police brutality stuff and all that. But you know, man, I'm a part of the Bay, so I'm affected by all of it.
Yeah, you're actually a very political guy.
You know, in the music, it comes out. You know what I mean? If you peep that, we always had songs like Ghetto Theme. You know
Loving
what I mean?
that one.
Shout out to Tupac for directing that video. You know, Get Right. You know, on this record, Legal Business, I have a song with my blood cousin E40. We're gonna do a video for it called Get Together, and it's on like some political kind of, you know, help the community type stuff, and plus it's like, you know, we both from Vallejo, so that's gonna be, you know, real dope. Be on the lookout for that.
So explain to everybody what life in the V was like back in the days when you were
life
a kid,
in the country club crest where I'm from, you know what I mean, the home of the Macs, where the Mac Dre and me from, and some of the dopest rappers, and just, you know, first being from the crest and being from Vallejo, you know what I mean, a wonderful city where Sly Stone from, where E40, you know what I mean, Selly Sale, like all these dope peoples and acts, Lil Bruce. It's just, you know, it's a small place, but it, you know, it has a lot of soul,
a lot of talent,
a lot of soul, a lot of talent. You know what I mean? Growing up, it was beautiful, you know what I mean? Because it was a lot of, you know, just togetherness, you know what I mean? You know, like in the crest, you know, we had like one way in, one way out. So it was like, you know, and we kind of on the edge of Vallejo. So, you know, we kind of like our own planet. But it was just, you know, it was dope because, you know, back then, you know, everybody was different. You feel me? Everybody was different, you know what I mean? Vallejo was not like Oakland or Richmond. Richmond wasn't, you know, Vallejo wasn't like Richmond. Richmond wasn't like Oakland. Oakland wasn't like Frisco. Everybody had like their flavor. You know what I mean? Now it's kind of like, you know, everywhere is the same. You know what I mean? Everybody, you know, is rocking dreads. Everybody is dressing a certain way. Everybody is doing their thing. But back then, just growing up in the Bay, it was like, it was so different. You know what I mean? If you from Vallejo, you go to Richmond, it's a totally different vibe. If you go, you know what I mean, you go to the city, you know what I mean, it's a totally different vibe. You know, it was kind of dope then, you know, and that's why the music reflected that. If you ever peep, like, even in Vallejo, like the crest dudes didn't sound like the dudes from the hills, you know what I mean? We didn't sound like Richmond, you know what I mean? The Richmond cats didn't sound like Oakland. Oakland didn't sound like Frisco. It was just so many flavors, but it was all, you know, all the Bay. It was beautiful to me, you know what I mean? It's dope now too, but you know what I mean?
Well, let's talk about the progression of the game, like, and how do you feel it's changed? Like, because I mean, you've been in like we said, you know, you've been in the game a long time, so you've been there from the beginning to now. What do you feel like? How do you feel it's changed? You know, in your eyes.
Well, I would start with the good thing, you know, the good changes. I mean, I think, you know, we're almost at a point where we getting the full recognition for what we do. You know, we are almost there. You know what I mean? I think, you know, with today's times and social networking and just the whole computer game, you know, it's easier to get, you know, heard from a lot of people. You know what I mean? Quicker and faster. You know, where I come from, a time where, you know, you had to basically get known block to block. You know what I mean? Neighborhood to neighborhood, city to city. You feel me? Now you can press one button and you can get all over the world. That's dope.
Yeah, that's true.
But, you know, the thing that, like I was just talking about, the thing, if it was one criticism that I would say, it'd have to be like, you know, everybody being the same. You know what I mean? Everybody being the same. You know what I mean? That's not cool. You know what I mean? We had so much flavor in the Bay, so much flavor, so many different flavors that mix together. And now it's just like, you know, man, now nobody
like everybody want to be a rapper now, kind of thing.
I mean, of course everybody want to be a rapper, but everybody just, you want to be the same type rapper. You know what I mean, man? Cool Nut didn't sound
nobody sounds like
Too
Cool
Short.
Nut.
You feel me? Too Short didn't sound like, man, Magic Mike or Calvin T. You feel me? E40 didn't sound like Mac Dre. Mac Dre didn't sound like Be Legit. You feel me?
Like everybody had their own unique.
Everybody had, you know, everybody did their thing, but everybody sound different, and that just made the whole music as a whole grow, because we all was not in competition, but we all wanted to be dope.
Yeah.
You feel me? So you over there looking at them dudes like, yeah, man, you know, them dudes did a dope song, I'm gonna do something dope, right? But now it's like, okay, them dudes did a dope song, I'm gonna do a song just like that. And if we keep doing that, I mean, man, there's no growth. And if there's no growth, it's only death. You feel me?
That's pretty deep.
For real.
Yeah. I loved like just. I loved your style. I love your style.
Oh,
that's
thank you
just
very much.
You know. I think I told you on IG. I was like, oh man, I wrote about Ghetto Theme in one of my college papers.
Oh, word up.
So I was actually
What did you get?
I got an A- on that one. I was trying to find it because I wanted to show it to you. I was like, you probably won't believe me. Over that SF State.
You know what I mean? Word up, man. Word up. Word up. That's tight.
What was your motivation for Ghetto Thing? Because and the beat. I mean, like you wrote it. So Kyrie produced that.
Kyrie produced Ghetto Theme, and it was just like, you know, with all my music like that, man. It's like, you know, I feel responsible. I'm looking out the window. I'm living in it. I'm seeing you know, what's going on in my city. You know, alone. I write songs to this day where I talk about what's going on, man, and the things that I see. Now, if I'm a person of the community and I'm looking out my window and I'm seeing these things, and I decide to take the voice that the man upstairs, you know, the powers that be bless me with, and I take that voice, and instead of addressing what I see outside of my window, I make a weed song or a booty song or a strip club song. Wouldn't that be irresponsible? You feel me? And that would be like me, man, disrespecting my gift. You know what I mean? For real, especially from a person who couldn't talk. And now that I can talk, and if I start saying some, like, you know, some other stuff, you know, even though it's a place for that, but I would be irresponsible if I just ignored that. You know what I mean? Because I'm out there, I'm seeing it.
That's dope. Because you actually feel
to my
like
family. You know what I mean? And to my people. So I must say something about it. You know, I can't just act like, you know, we here, we all rich, we all having it like we want to, when, you know, man, people are literally dying in the street. Man, it's only right that I speak on it. You feel me?
So I read in an interview that Pac actually loved your music so much that he actually put his own money into.
It was his money and his position. You feel me? It was his money and his position. Because at the time, you know what I mean, Tupac was doing movies. He had a lot of court cases and stuff like that. He heard my music and said, you know, I met him at a Practice Hard looking video, E40 video. He heard the music and you know, he was very excited. I explained it in the book. It's crazy how to meet him. But anyway, it basically was, he was like, Ma, I love your music. I love Sick With This. I love Ghetto Theme. I want to do a video for Ghetto Theme. As a company, we was a small independent label. We like, word? He like, yeah, okay. So he basically didn't want to get paid for the video and basically did it for the cost of the video. We paid it, but it was all his hookup. It was his crew. You know what I mean? It was his people.
That's love.
And he actually did 2 videos. That's what a lot of people don't know. He did my video and he did Ray Love Last Night video for free, just because he wanted to support us. Was in both of them, wrote the scripts, had his own camera crew and everything. All I had to do was invite my family and invite my peoples and just come. You know what I mean? That's what he did do for me.
That was a very inspiring video, by the way.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Thank you. It was crazy at the time. Like, if you remember the video, I was in a casket for that video.
I know. How's that? I couldn't do it. A lot of Switzers and Hennessy,
and my mother was there, so she was like freaking out about that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She was like, and she had to act. You know what I mean? And if you if you look at the video, you will see her just like nervously laughing, but she covering her face to act like she's crying, but she's very nervously laughing because she's looking at me in the casket.
Yeah.
Me, I'm just like, man.
You're like, can you just hurry up?
Yeah,
get the shot done.
Because Pop telling me, because you know, I'm a youngster. I come to him, and at the time, y'all Trippy doing all these movies. So I'm like, man, I gotta get in the casket. He like, man, you didn't see me get shot in every movie. If you don't get in that casket, and I was just like, man, all right, you know what I mean?
I can do it.
Yeah. So, man, I just laid down, closed my eyes, man, and tried to just be still. You know what I mean? But I always remember him like, you know, you tripping on getting in the casket, and I be getting killed, stabbed, and throwing off stuff every time in the movie, man. Get in the casket. And I was like, man, all right, Pop, you know what I mean? You feel me? But yeah, it was crazy, man. It was crazy. You know, it was a blessing, man, because, you know, at that time, my mother, who, you know, had gave Tupac blessings to take me to the Soul Train Awards, you know what I mean? And that really was big for her because all she ever knew of Tupac was basically him spitting into the camera.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That was like burnt into in her brain. And her, 15, 16-year-old son was finna be going to a Hollywood, you know what I mean, to go to a Soul Train thing with him. She let me go, and this time, at the video, they was able to actually meet, you know what I mean, and they, sat by each other, and she saw how he really was, man, a loving, genuine person. You feel me, for real.
So from illegal business to legal business.
To legal business.
A lot of, how many albums in between that,
this
though,
is my
man?
10th. This is my 10th solo, but it's like,
you're on everything,
I got about
though.
20 records,
I
you feel
know.
me? But this is my 10th solo. The reason I call it legal business is just because, it represents growth, you know what I mean? Being mature and, the legal business that we've been doing, you know what I mean? We've been doing a lot of legal business, such as I had a partnership with Vape Vaporizer. We did the California Gold vape pen, you know what I mean? Sold out completely. We also, like I said, with the partnership with FTC, you know what I mean? We've been doing a lot of dope stuff with them that sold out actually. And coming up, you know what I mean? I just finished the last edit to my new book, My Opinion, you know what I mean? I'm finna self-publish that, but I'm also gonna be doing some work with a publicist. Shout out to Over the Edge Publishing. But yeah, man, so we doing a lot of, different things, legal things, you know what I mean? And just, it's about growth. Straight up.
I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
You're doing
Thank you.
I mean, it sounds kind of fun. I'm a mom too. So, so I'm like, I'm so proud of my mom. Yeah.
Man, we just trying, we had a lot of adversity, you feel me? A lot of stuff, you know what I mean, go down, with my bros, whatever. But, we just trying to keep it lit, trying to keep it positive, you know what I mean? And man, stay pushing. You know what I mean?
So tonight, you're going to be over at Agenda.
I'm going to be at Agenda, man. We turning up, you feel me? It's going to be a dope show, you know what I mean? I should just get there early, you feel me? We going to be getting, man, popping bottles and doing our thing. For real.
Well, have fun tonight. Thanks so much for stopping by. Come by anytime.
Oh, it's nothing. Thanks for having me.
Always, they're like, yo, can you play some Mac Mall? Can you play some Wide Open? Hey, you know what? Let's play Wide Open.
Hey, let's do it. Let's do it.
Play right now. All right, thanks, man.
It's nothing. Thanks for having me.